Since there have been many ups and downs recently in the cryptocurrency market, many investors are unsure of Bitcoin's future. It's not surprising that people are using Bitcoin as a safe haven asset, given the uncertainties surrounding the global economy and financial system. So, is Bitcoin actually a haven of safety? It's a difficult question to answer, but it's one that many investors are asking. There are undoubtedly some valid reasons to be hopeful about the future of Bitcoin, but there are also some very real hazards that must be taken into account. The current financial crisis is one of the main causes of the recent volatility in Bitcoin prices. Rising interest rates, inflation, and other economic pressures are causing banks and other financial institutions to struggle globally. Due to this, a lot of investors are using Bitcoin as a safety net against these risks. But as we have already shown, Bitcoin is not immune to market turbulence. In fact, its value has been known to fluctuate in some very crazy ways. Hence, even while buying Bitcoin as a safe haven asset may seem like a good idea, it's crucial to understand the hazards. In the end, a multitude of variables, like as the status of the global economy, regulatory changes, and investor attitude, will determine if Bitcoin is a safe haven or not. Hence, if you're considering investing in Bitcoin, it's crucial to do your study and understand the hazards. In the end, there is no assurance that Bitcoin will serve as a shelter for investors over the long term. Yet, there is definitely the possibility for large rewards in the future if you're ready to accept the risks and make sensible investments. Hello, don't you think the times we live in are strange? The economy is not an exception to the huge changes taking place in the rest of the world. Major banks have collapsed in the US over the past few weeks, and now it's beginning to happen in Europe. The markets are in a panic as a result of Credit Suisse becoming the next victim of this catastrophe. People often seek out safe havens to invest in when this occurs, which often boosts the value of the US dollar and risky assets. In this video, master trader Gareth Soloway from inthemoneystocks.com and verifiedinvestingcrypto.com analyses the economic climate in which we currently find ourselves and offers recommendations on how to safeguard your assets and benefit from it using charts. Due to the possibility that this video and Gareth's strategy will transform your life, please watch the entire thing carefully. Let's quickly review the macroeconomic situation and the banking meltdown. The S&P futures are down 85 points and are being utterly destroyed. The futures for the Dow are down 626 points. There has been a significant market sell-off recently. We experienced a small bounce yesterday as a result of some structure being added to the American financial system. We didn't observe any new bank failures, and that was crucial. But Credit Suisse began to decline overnight, and today we witnessed Credit Suisse getting smashed, down around 20%, almost 30% in fact, which is causing some tremendous major worry. We'll examine some cryptocurrencies, equities, and commodities like gold and silver in this video. Gareth will go over all the information you require to ensure that you are profitable. The fact that this has surprised regulators, the Fed, and the government is absurd, as the first thing to remark. In just 1 year, the Fed increased interest rates from virtually 0 to 5%. How can anyone not believe that will undermine the system? Because of this, Gareth has been advising people for a while to be ready for black swan catastrophes. They're going to arrive, and as of right now, both Europe and the banking industry are in a shambles. It seems like simple sense to me that the European banks are currently being completely destroyed. The Fed, the markets and investors' drug supplier, became their drug of choice. The Fed always came to our rescue by providing us with more medication in the form of quantitative easing and low interest rates. What do you believe will happen if you quit cold turkey? The system will collapse, and that is what we are already witnessing. For this, Gareth has prepared himself. Going into this activity, The ethereum portfolio contained a sizable number of short positions. Before to this most recent slump, they had shorted cryptocurrency. Following this most recent bounce, they went long cryptocurrency. As we are swing traders, we have prepared millions of dollars in net profits, separate swing traders from long-term investors. Let's look at some charts. This important trend line is below Credit Suisse. It's not nice to see that kind of break when you're holding a bank stock, especially now when prices are so low. They run the risk of being seized by the European Union. We would be interested in purchasing it if this trend line had persisted, but the fact that it broke is not encouraging. The value of the dollar is rising. People are fleeing to gold and the dollar for safety. Because Bitcoin is rising, Gareth favors it over the long run. Short term, he continues to believe it's evidently, during its most recent pump, Bitcoin was unable to surpass the $30,000 resistance level. This resulted in a brief consolidation, leaving us to wonder what will happen next. The price of Bitcoin is still sustaining itself at $27,000 at the time this video is being recorded. However, the chief market strategist of In the Money Stocks and verified investingcrypto.com, Gareth Soloway, believes that the bear market is not yet ended and that we could experience further declines. Gareth has actually been stating this for a while, but everyone was so fired up from the pump that nobody wanted to consider the possibility. But as Gareth noted, resistance persists until it is overcome. So let's observe what occurs next. The market is still optimistic and overconfident at this point, but can Bitcoin maintain current levels and maintain the ability to overcome other barriers before the pullback? Let's hear Gareth's opinion on the matter. Let's look at my 10-minute chart, as this is a fairly recent sell-off that has only occurred in the past hour or so. What we're seeing here on Bitcoin is number one recently, and if we return to your daily chart, one of the things I'm keeping an eye on is the fact that if you look at the lows of this consolidation pattern, look at this, for example, and draw a trend line straight across, you're practically in that region. So this $26,700, $28,000 range is crucial in the near term. You will reach this level, which is at $25,000, if this breaks. You are therefore in a crucial situation. In the cryptocurrency markets, there has been a lot of speculation that the big breakthrough is just around the corner. I don't speculate, you understand, and I predict a riot when we use the word speculation in that context. A good trader, though, doesn't speculate. We rely on probability, correct? Because it is probability-based, I decided to short some Bitcoin right up until this moment because, psychologically speaking, this was the bull cycle's midway. Even during our most recent conversation, which was approximately a week ago, Greg, we discussed this. Then you could see that this was going to be resistance in action. Since the price is expected to struggle right there, I recommend shorting Bitcoin until it rises above this level, at which point I would simply close my position and take a modest loss. Probabilities, however, indicate that it should eventually decline. Gareth asserts that the bear market is not done and that we might go lower despite shorting Bitcoin at that level. Will Bitcoin break through that obstacle this time, or will it be the beginning of 2024? It's difficult to say, but the truth is that if you look at potential markets, the bear thesis for Bitcoin is present, and we might decline once more. The bottom will be what? The $10,000 price tag that Gareth had previously suggested again in 2023. Perhaps even lower. The truth is that it's difficult to predict the future of Bitcoin, so we must closely monitor the market. What about the S&P 500 and the macroeconomic picture as a whole, given that Bitcoin typically corresponds with the stock market? What can Gareth make out there? It amazes me to see the discrepancy and how the market is saying, no, we won't accept what the Federal Reserve says. Sincerity be damned, the Fed has lost some of its credibility. That concludes today's briefing on the state of the cryptocurrency market and possible future moves of Bitcoin. What are your thoughts on Gareth's analysis and forecasts? Affirmative or negative? Tell us in the comments section below. To keep informed on the most recent cryptocurrency news and insights, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for viewing.